What's going on, people? So, yesterday was Christmas. If that's your thing, hopefully it went well for you. I got my brother those Air Max 90, the Dunk camos. Remember? I got those a while ago, or Duck camos, I should say. Got those a while ago. Didn't want them. Gave them to him. He was thrilled about them. Threw them right on his feet. Ran outside. Snow everywhere because he lives in Colorado. Didn't care, which is cool, you know? Because a lot of people, they get their shoes and like, oh, you got to keep them crisp and pristine. Not that guy. Not that guy. He appreciates them, but that's how he shows it, by like throwing them on and like living life. So it's cool. But that's not what we're here to talk about now, is it? We're here to talk about these. Now, hopefully, when I get this box open, I like these as much as he liked those. We're going to find out together if that's how this plays out or not. But anyways, top of the box for you there. And then, of course, the side of the box for you right there. Because the thing is, I did a pretty decent job of avoiding all pictures and videos and all that stuff about these. So whatever I see in here is going to be completely new to me. So wish me luck. Let's go ahead and see what we got in here. Courtesy of Foot Action, if you saw the bag. So there's the first one. It's got some extra laces in there, so that's kind of cool, I suppose. Right off the top, I'll say I don't see myself using those, but then again, I also said that in that Yeezy video, if you saw that. Saw how that played out. But this time I think that it's gonna hold true, because that'd be a lot of red, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's go ahead, finish looking these things over, make sure they're at least decent by Jordan quality standards, which is somewhat of a lie based on what's written on the back of this here shoe. But overall, things are fine enough, but if I find something that's not so fine about them, I do have 2 other raffles in Champs and Foot Locker. So if anything, I can, return one, swap out with it, that whole thing. Anyways, it is now review time on this right here, the Air Jordan 12 in the Varsity Red colorway. Some might call this the reverse flu games. I do not like the sound of that. Well, I'm not going to get into that tangent. I just don't like it. Anyways, let's go ahead and start with the bottom, shall we? Right down there. What you're going to be looking at is the same sort of style you see on any other 12 if you're familiar with them. So what that basically means is down there in the middle area, you kind of have that gridded out sort of thing. And then the rest of it just your plain black with the Jumpman towards the end and that 23 down there, of course, both of those being in red. Now, moving on up to the midsole here, things are slightly different than they generally are. So on the outside, on the inside, you've got the same mudguard thing, the little tab on there. On the outside it says Jumpman, on the inside it is just blank. And that's all blacked out. Now towards the back, where you have the heel area though, instead of it being all black for that midsole, they went with the red color on the heel area there. Now I'm not sure what sparked that idea. I think it looks fine. Some people might not like it. Leave your thoughts down below. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. But me, I think it's fine for now. Anyways, maybe something will stand out later and will make me not like it. But we're living in the moment, people, not in the future. So we're going to keep on moving though. On here to the upper. The upper here is going to be just your standard suede feeling thing. It's like those reverse taxi 12s, if you remember those. That same material. So nothing premium by any stretch of the word, but it's a decent look, I guess. And so then that whole thing just goes all throughout the rest of the shoe. You've got the normal stitching pattern kind of, in that it looks like the Japanese sun, because that's what it's based off of, or the Japanese flag, because that's what it's based off of, or whatever. But the thing is here, I think these stitches are different looking than another pair of 12s, or than your average pair of 12s. I'd have to do a side-by-side comparison, but these have that zigzag sort of thing going on. I feel like normally those lines are straight, but I'll figure that out later. As much as I do like 12s, I can't picture them off the top of my head to that detail. But you have that whole thing, and then moving on to the back, as I was mentioning earlier, you have the Jordan label with quality inspired by the greatest player ever, and then the red Jumpman at the top, and the red 23 at the bottom, finishing that all off. And then towards the inside here, you've got the black sock liner, feels pretty decent, It's more of like that flat style, not so fuzzy like some of them might be. And so you got that, and then down there on the inside you do have that Jumpman in red on the black insole. And now coming back and finishing up the outside of the shoe on the tongue area. Right at the top, of course, you're going to have the black Jumpman, because why not? And then you've got the standard 2-3 labeling in black letters down the tongue behind these black laces, unless you switch them out for the red ones that also came on the other pair of shoes, or on the other shoe I should say. So there's that for you. Like I was saying, I don't really think that I'll be switching to the red, because it just seems like it'd be a lot of red for this particular shoe. So, and I don't like to relace my shoes. Now, one thing I didn't quite cover was the mud guard down here, and it's kind of a leather sort of feel, so it doesn't feel great, but it feels like it's like fake leather or something like that. Either way, if you're looking for quality overall, it's not really here. It's decent, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing that you're gonna go bragging about, unless you have low standards, I guess. That's a thing. But anyways, moving on. I think we've covered the whole upper of this shoe, right? I mean, what else is there? Red and black, people. Red and black. And so that brings us to the inside and what's going on in here as far as the comfort goes. And well, let's talk about all that, shall we? Now, when it comes to comfort, right? With the 12s, one thing that they do have as an advantage is that they have the Zoom Air midsole thing going on. So that's pretty decent, right? There's supposedly someone was telling me that the 12s weren't the first pair, and someone else told me that the 12s were the first pair. So if you know which Jordans first had the Zoom Air in them, comment that down below. Anyways, so walking around in these, like, it's not bad, right? It's nothing amazing still, because that's just the way the Jordans tend to work. But it is what it is. You're probably getting these for the look. Just know that if you buy them, it's not going to be a terrible experience compared to some other things. Now, past that, you might be wondering what size you should buy before you even consider how they feel, right? Well, what I'm going to suggest to you is to take your normal Jordan size and drop down by half, or your normal true to size, drop down by half, because these things do fit a little big. Some people have been able to drop down a whole size to be where they want them to be as far as comfort goes and fit preferences. I would say just start at a half and go from there if it doesn't give you the results that you want. But past that, I don't think there's a whole lot else to say about the sizing or the fit or anything, or the comfort. So we're just going to go ahead and get this thing wrapped up. So there we go. And quick recap, just to give you my personal feelings. After looking at this thing up close, I mean, it's not bad. It's a bit better than I expected it to be. For some reason, I thought I was going to hate it, and I don't hate it. I don't know that I like it, but it's okay. But like I was telling somebody in my comments the other day, I don't always know exactly how I feel about things until I'm doing the editing, and because then I see them what they look like on feed, and then it's like, okay, well they don't look bad, and that gives them some extra bonus points sometimes. So we'll see how things look. But right off the top, I mean, I'm okay with them. I am. So that's good, because these aren't free, and I don't want to spend my money on stuff that I don't really like. But I think we're good. So we're going to go ahead and part ways. Have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'll be back with another video soon, because I have a bag right there that I bought from Champs, since, why not? And then there's some other stuff coming in the mail. But in the meantime, if you happen to have a favorite Rise Against song, go ahead and leave that down below. And maybe it'll be one of my favorite songs, then that would make you maybe one of my new favorite people. We'll find out. All right, later people.